I think, Ashin, you're muted on Voov. I'm not sure if you're full muted. I can't hear you. I think it moved.
Restarting, as you can see, Ala looking for a little bit of movement here. They're going to try and get the solo player down. They don't quite get it. The knockup of the makeup, but PP God sacrificed himself to make this fight work. Finally, the feathers can fly. The Baron goes down. OMG are done with you right now, EDG, and they want control.
Abel takes control of the fight on the back end, and OMG make their flip work. EDG had so much control. Even in the 4v5, they felt kind of, or 5v5, sorry, they felt okay about the trade, but OMG just see the angle for it because they've got teleport on Cream. They know Coco can't make it back because he went for that play that started off this chain sequence of events in the first place. Now they stand with the Baron. They've closed the gold gap up just a touch.
Cream with the double. Ala has nowhere to go, and you know it's going to be the final kill. The parry is good, but the triple is better.
The triple is far better for Cream. And I think OMG, the Baron's on the map. They've got time to walk up there if they really want to, but they're just going to take the reset. EDG lose the Dragon, they lose the fight. They cannot lock down Abel. He's just such a menace in these team fights, despite having to constantly weave around Leona engage, Wukong, Annie. There's so much he has to worry about. He doesn't even have a Gale Force, by the way. He's got a Kraken Slayer. This is just raw positioning coming out of the OMG AD carry, and now the Ocean Soul as well. If these engages don't connect for EDG, or they don't blow up their target.
Wave, well, theirs has been cut off. Flash in for Mako. They're looking to try and get on top of Cream, but he's got himself a cleanse. Mako is dead. Aki now jumping onto Leave as JJ is falling down. PP got as well. Aki looking to try and use his GA to the best of its effect. Abel still just kiting backwards. Gets all the feathers to recall. And now it's Leave against the world, and the world is a cruel, cruel place. OMG stamp down their foot and say you are nothing but a test and we will pass you.
Exactly, OMG, A+, flying colors, and Leave, despite the early lead, just couldn't ever find a Zeri moment in this game, and I think it's just credit to OMG, Aki as well, so many times just kicking him out of the fight. And OMG, the story continues for game number 1 of this series, will take down EDG and open up the series with a win.
Huge momentum swing as well. When you think about how this game started, the laning advantages at EDG, it looked comfortable. We had a couple of question marks for OMG saying, look, can they bring that same level of intensity that they did against LNG? Can they surprise us with a couple of creative plays like they did against Top Esports now versus EDG? Yes is the answer. Yes is the the definitive answer for all of this. For all this one, Leave just will not die, and eventually gets taken out. Ala on the back end cleans up the kills. Triple kill for the cannon. And that was all of OMG looking to make something happen, but Leave just refused to die.
Leave refused to die because he had the Mako shields, but not only that, on the top side, whilst the dive was going on, JJ blocked Shanji's ultimate, so the collapse couldn't properly come through from the side of OMG. Great coordination on all ends from EDG, and now they'll be rewarded with the second Herald as well.
Huge swing in this game now. 6,000 gold and a Rift Herald at 15.5 minutes. Definitely going to need a replay on that because it looks like it's actually Leave who instigates it. Oh, not quite able to catch on top of him. They don't get the charm, but they've isolated him away from his team. These chakrams are doing work right now. Cream gets out the perfect stopwatch. Triple kill coming in from Abel. And my God, did OMG need that fight.
Oh, they really did. They really did. If this Dragon goes over as well as losing the fight, the game just starts to feel a bit doomed, doesn't it? It starts to feel like you're thinking about a game 3, but it goes their way. The exhaust clutch as well in stopping Ala from having true backline access. Really, really good stuff. And I think just the fact that OMG were able to just put so much damage into what little frontline there is available to EDG really pays dividends. As you see, the collapse comes in over the wall from Cream, finds a fair amount of easy to actually take down, and now EDG opportunity to get this Baron started.
Smite for Cream.
It's there as well, so it's 2,400 the execution. They can both get in the pit, and they've got vision.
Oh, he goes in, he tries to look for it, stolen! Cream sacrifices his life alongside Aki, but they get the Baron. Massive win there for OMG to delay the game.
Huge delay, and again, it's just OMG smart thinking around the Baron. EDG just caught off guard by the amount of smite damage available. They're not thinking potentially about that threshold being at 2.5k. as we go back to the replay of the Mountain Dragon, and this is what I'm talking about, right? Leaf steps up, Shanji wants to punish. The flash comes out, and he just goes a bit too far. JJ's also in that pixel brush, and as soon as that lockdown comes in, it's not enough. The engage comes out from Aki, but there's no follow-up because Fofo finds a two-man stun on the backside, so no one else can catch up, specifically PP to maybe get a fight truly going. So shot a bit here. Tao's going to drop on the bottom side. The rotation is finally coming in from OMG, but it's late.
Cream is so low now after
Shanji's
this. Fofo just keeping everyone else away. PP God goes in, gets the charm up. They get away the cannon. No slicing Maelstrom to come out. They need a kill off this Aphelios, and they have. JJ finds himself behind enemy lines, and that is not where you need to be. PP God with the insane engage and a helter-skelter from Abel secures themselves 4 kills for 1. OMG, you just cannot count this team out.
You never can, and they're just painting EDG across their own base wall. They're caught up, trying to retreat after taking that tower, but the collapse is actually quite good, even though Shanji dies immediately. It feels like a bit of a repeat of that previous Dragon fight where Fofo holds up multiple members of OMG, but it doesn't really matter because the core member is kind of just caught out in this case, and OMG find 4 members. They're just going to get inhib. They're going to punish with an inhib off the back of that.
Trying to go for this, the electric crash comes down. They jump on the lead. There's going to be the slicing Maelstrom down with Andy and Kennen deleted in an instant. Able trying to carry this fight, but look at Leave. He's still alive. He's still ticking, and he's still pumping out damage. Nothing to be done now for the side of OMG. Aki will fall, and the Elder Dragon will be going to EDG.
Yeah, so much AoE damage comes out on the back end on to Abel as he skates forward. And unfortunately, he skates forward into the weighing hands of JJ, so he takes the form, and EDG have 2 fed AD carries on their side to clean up that team fight. OMG definitely could have had that one, but Elder goes over, and they should get the Baron. And you'd imagine EDG will look to try and put the finishing touches on this game number 2, but it feels like a mirror image so close to it to game number 1, where OMG fall behind in the early game, but claw their way back in the mid game. But this time, those later stage team fights go the way of EDG.
Stuff like this, and we're going to see though a lot of movement all the way back, and Aki goes way too far forward.
It's not even Aki's fault. He just presses R on Leave, who's already quite far back, but then he just flashes and Gale Forces and brings him to Narnia. Nothing they can do. That's an Event Horizon to Shanji. He's fine though. I think EDG just going to disengage, but with no jungler. Baron potentially on the cast. Machine. That's a lot of poke damage.
It needs to be done as well, as Fofo almost taken out there by the back end of it. And the extra added damage, but OMG do lose another kill. Zaki goes a little bit too far forward, but again, they lost the flash off of Leave, and they've lost the ult as well, so I see Lee be a little bit more careful with his positioning, as he doesn't have those key cooldowns for the next few minutes. Trouble. He's gonna get popped on by Cream. The hostile takeover is good. The cleanse comes out. Cream gets exhausted on the back end of this. Abel has to cleanse himself. Still has flash available should he need it. But the Event Horizons are just doing so much right now. The bailout's just going to do nothing. This Veigar gets a triple kill. Veigar gets a quadra kill. Fofo just explodes onto the map. And out of nowhere, EDG just get everything.
Wow. Wow. EDG just roll them over. And I mean, for me, this is just a bit of a difference in not AD carry to AD carry, but in terms of what Leave has in the toolkit to just stop himself from being engaged on. Featherstorm is just so powerful here. Aki, I think, went in again, but the ultimate just gets cancelled out. There's nothing you can do about it, and that was the choice made at B1 in this draft, right? It's always Zyra or Vi, and they went for the Vine, they go with the Zyra Khan. And this time, it just makes it so difficult to dive in. And you'll see in the replay, I'm pretty sure.
3 kills, or 2 kills, and everyone else is health bar. So, and Shanji gets the solo kill!
Shanji got the solo kill with the Herald! He wall tops to get it, it was about to break. That was seconds away. Fractures of a second away. Shanji got the solo kill as well, like we were saying. Everything goes OMG's way this time. And this is what I was talking about in the draft phase. Lee Sin, Akali, Thrive, level 6 is in. Skirmishing is just their sided. Plain and simple. Fofo, JJ, their champions, unless they're first pounce, unless they're blowing up a target immediately, their champions just, I don't want to say they're useless, but they just don't provide what Lee Sin and Akali can in skirmishes like this. Coordinated go in, just execute Leave. The enemy
gets knocked back, yes he will. Not enough damage just yet, but he is tripping him down very nicely. Aki is here, and Aki executes them. Really well done there by the OMG top and jungle.
Shanji Might not have had enough damage by himself, but he did have a spare champion in his back pocket. Aki just comes up, executes. Now this is an opportunity for EDG to just come down here, respond, try and put some pressure down. Abel's actually taking away the red buff, just trying to get some cross-map camps, and also a bit of golden resources because he knows he's going to be losing it via the wave. So EDG trade it out again in resource, but still kind of answered out in kind. Now Cream, lucky they're both here. They're looking for the response. Cream going to find the opportunity to pounce forward.
Come in as Lee tries to scan this one out, and Shanji takes him out, his third kill. Fofo looking for a little bit more, but he can't get the damage down. Kasanji strikes again, and that's everything you want here for OMG. They'll even pick up Mako on the back end of this, but they've got the Akali. It's still a 2v2. They're going to try to get the knockback here into Ala, who's been soaking up a little bit too much damage, and now has nowhere to go. Has got a flash, but isn't going to commit back into it. We're going to have respawns coming in. This fight is still going, Jamada.
It's still going, but this is why we needed K'Sante in the hands of Sanji, because he just looks so much threatening in these team fights compared to when he's been put on the side throughout this series. And OMG feel no longer defanged in these team fights with the diving trio really of Aki, Cream and Shanji. Leave cannot get away from that much dive. EDG are going to recall, teleport back to this dragon, and they will reclaim this position.
The multi-P's available. Yep,
I mean,
come back in from both sides.
Give up. Try and get the soul just for the sake of the stats it does give. And they are here first in the river, and again, that's the setup. It's the preferable setup that they need.
Abel. Yeah, I don't know why you're fighting for that one whatsoever. Fofo rightfully brings down the hammer. And that was just a really stupid call there from the OMG bot lane.
I agree. I'm not even going to mince words either. That was just plain silly. Plain silly for a red buff. Now EDG will get the soul. Uncontested. You can't really cross-map. You can't get Baron.
I mean, there's no need. I'm annoyed at this because there's why. Look, the first initial thing comes in, the cocoon comes out. Fine, back away. Give up the red buff. You don't need to fight this.
It's just a moment of red here for OMG, and I wonder how much that's going to cost them. Now that the soul has been picked up for EDG, I do feel. I mean, I don't know, it's such a weird soul, Chemtech soul. Just because of the way that it actually does things, so it's not as if it's
great for
not a combat. Yeah, no, it's great for Ala, alright? But how much will it achieve for the rest of the team on a consistent basis? The shielding and healing power is going to be great, specifically for Leave. That can't be understated, but aside from that, yeah.
Zeri and Jade, they'll destroy this right now. The Akali is nowhere to be found. Cream is not going to be a part of this straight away. They're going to be turning away from this one. Shanji trying to run away, but they have no vision control. EDG are suffocating OMG out of this. Aki needs to find himself a way into this pit if he can. They do get some decent vision down. Fofo's been caught now. The lightning crash, and Fofo is dead. PP God going to be next to the follow. Leave is the next big carry that you need to be able to kill off. Mako goes down as Abel just finds himself 1v3. Trying to get the chakrams over it. But have they done enough? It's a 3-for-2 in favor of EDG, but I don't think the Baron can be taken anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they definitely still do have the damage, but they're just worried about where Cream and Aki can be. Waiting on this top side. There they are.
PP got an Abel taking so much. You cannot stop a Scion! And Leave gets up the kills! Now you're no lady carry and no support! There's nowhere for you to run, there's nowhere for you to go! And you just cannot take this fight. EDG will be taking this series 3-1.
They will indeed. Ala with the massive Scion ult locks Abel in place. Abel had flash. He could have gone out of the way of it, but he just elects to not press the button. And with that, the series will come to its conclusion. EDG will put a stop temporarily to this Cinderella story that has been the last couple of series for OMG. They'll drop them down into that lower bracket against BLG, and EDG set themselves up with a date against JGDG in that semi-final bracket.
A lot of G's in the LPL,
a lot of G's.
But no bigger G's than EDG right now. They're feeling good. Look, game one didn't go as planned. A lot of people kind of coming in expecting great things from EDG. Didn't see it in game number one. Game number two, they felt up, a little bit better, learned up a little bit more from their first game and said, right, let's figure out how we can go about this. And then in game 3 and 4, they just felt in control. It felt like OMG were the ones to try and throw those desperation Hail Marys. Even the fact despite Cassante got so far ahead, Shanti got to 4 kills, and even then it still felt with Fofo having this chase for the first time in this series, there was a reason why it was